When you see a black kid that only hang around white dudes, I haven't seen a single picture with him around a single black person. Black folks shun black people like this. Ain't nobody with him like that in the black community. I just want y'all to know, you get caught Uncle Tom, coon, sellout, you chucking and
Sometimes you just gotta let people talk, man. This is all projection. This is 100% projection right here. 100% projection.
Everybody got your life. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? Yeah. You on the phone talking to me? You call me? You saying you apologize? Yeah, nigga.
Never apologize.
You apologize?
This you, sir? This you? Oh, okay.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
We back up in here, man. We're going to talk about a couple of things. What we're going to talk about is Tap Dance Tatum. So Tap Dance Tatum, if you didn't see on my last video, I talked about Tap Dance Tatum and all the contradictions and the things he was saying and how Nancy Grace and D.L. Hughley basically went at this man's neck. But there's a couple clips that I found online that I thought were interesting when it came to Tap Dance Tatum. It's not surprising. I mean, these are things that you kind of expect. He said some things that could make you look at him sideways and not even surprising at all. Here's what Tatum said, man.
Black people don't mess with Nolan. I want y'all to understand, because I'm the black person snitch. I'm a whistleblower. When you see a black kid that only hang around white dudes, I haven't seen a single picture with him around a single black person. Black folks shun black people like this. Ain't nobody with him like that in the black community.
No. Hold on. What he wanted to say there, and that's why you saw him close his eyes. You saw him close his eyes like that because he's thinking about a personal experience. They shun you, dog. You have been shunned. For whatever reason that may be, you feel like you have been shunned. This is why he had to close his eyes and like think about it. Like, you know what? I feel this. This is me. This is me I'm talking about. Not Nolan, you. Let's go back. Look at how emotional and deep he gets with it. Like, damn, I remember this. It's like those repressed memories.
Hang around white dudes, I haven't seen a single picture with him around a single black person. Black folks shun black people like this. Ain't nobody with him like that in the black community. I just want y'all to know.
A lot of hurt in there, brother. A lot of hurt.
You get caught Uncle Tom, coon, sellout, you chucking and
Yo, I tell you, man, sometimes you just gotta let people talk, man. This is all projection. This is 100% projection right here. 100% projection. This man said they get called coon, literally, that is what people are calling you right now. This is projection, bruh. And you've probably been dealing with this for the longest, and this is why you act the way that you act. This is why you're doing the things that you do. This is why they feel so comfortable coming to you, to have you put out these talking points for them. They want that safe guy who can disguise himself, go undercover, and then come back and tell them everything they need to know. And that's you. There's a reason why people have said this to you, and there's a reason why you feel like this. And I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to push this on to Nolan because you're looking at Nolan and you're thinking in your mind, that guy don't hang out with no black people. He don't got no black friends. Well, there's a lot of things that will prove you wrong as we go along in this video, but we're gonna bring it right back for you to repeat that dumb shit you just said. Go ahead.
like this. Ain't nobody with him like that in the black community. I just want y'all to know. You get caught Uncle Tom, coon, sellout, you chucking and jiving for the white man. You telling me this boy is only hanging around white people and somehow he a part of, black people shun you. So I don't want to hear no black person trying to come to his rescue now when in the black community, they shun you if you hanging around white people too much.
You know, sometimes you just gotta let people talk and look stupid, man. This is how it goes, man. You know what I mean? To look at Nolan, right, and then automatically assume that he don't got no black friends because you've seen him with white friends is insane to me. And I really believe Nolan was not the only black person on that island. He may have been the only black person on that boat, but I don't even think he was the only black person on that island. But again, I think when Tatum looks at Nolan, he thinks he's looking at himself. And I think the difference with Nolan and you is that Nolan may have hung out around white people, but I doubt Nolan made it a point to lose himself in the process, as clearly seen here. Let's go back. Let's let you look stupid. Let's let this play.
Around white people too much.
Yeah. So, you know, I know people will look at that and they'll just say, well, you know, that's just one black guy. No, listen, there are friends of Nolan who have spoken out. I saw friends of Nolan at the funeral who were not white. You know who didn't show up? The ones that were on that boat. So if you want to talk about friends, him having all these friends that don't look how you want them to look because you dealing with something that you personally go through, it ain't gonna happen, bro. That's not where we at. Because look at this. This person left this comment and they said, he just lies to lie. And you can clearly see Nolan in this right here in the back, you know? And it's interesting to me, man, to see people jump on here and come up with these lies. And the thing about Tatum, right, is that it's not the fact that he has an objective opinion. It's the fact that while you want to throw yourself out there as this investigative reporting journalist, whatever you want, whatever you're trying to do, you know, because obviously you're diving deep into the story and you're doing interviews, you're taking people back to the island, you're doing all this shit. So obviously you're doing some investigating of your own. Since when do you do the investigation trying to prove that a group of people didn't do anything? What investigating have you done on the other side of this? Why is it that you're only on one side investigating? Why is it that when you sit down and talk to these dudes, you talk to these dudes as if you're trying to help them find ways to prove that they didn't do anything? You have already made your mind up about how you feel about what happened. So what you're doing out there is dangerous. Even coming on here and saying he had no black friends is dangerous as hell. Here's some of the comments, right? So this one says, this is one of many, mind you. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And that is a fact. This comment right here says, I hate that he's doing this to Nolan. Nolan was the most popular person in school. I saw the video of many black kids who showed up to the parents' home after Nolan was found. How can he speak about him like he knew him? The problem is he thinks he does. Because he thinks that Nolan is somebody that was going through the same things that he went through. The same things where they're calling him coon, the same thing where he feel like he was shunned, the same thing where he feel like all he did was hang out around white people when people looked at him funny. These are the things that he's feeling. He's projecting. This is why he's taking the stance that he's taking. Projecting heavy. He had black friends. What are you talking about? All his black friends were at the funeral. Tons of videos and pics. The lies just continue to flow. So blacks can't hang with all races. Shame on him for saying. And that's a good comment because that shows the contradiction, right? On one hand, you want to say that because he's hanging with white people, that means that the black people shun him for it. Nobody shuns you for hanging around with white people. You know what people shun you for? When you hang out around white folk and you forget that you black. When you hang out around a bunch of white folks and you get on a camera and you tell people.
Charlie Kirk said black men like you were better off during slavery. Do you agree with him?
100%.
You believe 100%?
Now what? Wait.
And you refer to a black community as you people. That's what they shun. When you see a black kid who loses his life in a tragic situation like this, and you immediately go on the defense of the people who should be questioned in this situation, that's why they shun you, dog. This is a personal experience for TD Tatum. He has a job to do right now, and he's trying to do it well, man. And this is why people shun you.
I really feel this way. I'm getting sick of black people. Right? I like the black people like me and others that are conservative, that smart, but the rest of y'all, I'm sick of y'all. It's hard to even want to be around black people, to be honest.
I have never once, and I've had a disagreement with a lot of black people that I've had disagreement, but I've never once had to make a video explaining I don't hate black people.
I do not hate black people. I know that people who are new to my channel, and you see people out there making these videos, it's comical to me because I don't understand how accountability leads to hate.
You said you can't teach me, you can't make me hate white people. You said that.
You want me to hate white people. I'm not doing it.
My question is it making you hate white people? I don't want that at all. What I want to know is, who the fuck taught you to hate us?
Who the fuck taught you to hate yourself? That's the question for him. Who taught you to hate yourself, man? Damn.
It's more likely that he'll be killed by a black person.
And again, this is what I mean when I talk about the points that he makes, right? Everything he says, all the points that he tries to make, all the areas he goes in are ways to try to either discredit anything that points towards this being foul play or these kids having something to do with it. Everything. And I do want to add that, you know, a lot of this stuff that he's saying, you would expect him to say this because this is what he's getting paid for. So you expect him to do this. So to get away from them, now you got to add in the possibility that it could have been somebody else, a black person that did it on the crazy.
Ignorant. Y'all Negroes, ignorant. I'm tired of being nice to y'all. I hope.
Y'all, you see what I'm talking about? Y'all, it's the y'all talk. Telling y'all this, they have been telling this man how they felt about him.
But I'm tired of being nice to y'all. I'm sick of y'all low vibration, ignorant Negroes. And y'all stupid on every level. And disproportionately, black people come across as stupider than anybody else. Disproportionately. Why do you say that, Brandon? Because you got somebody like D.L. Hughley worth $10 million and he's still complaining and being racist against white people every day.
Being racist against... Oh, God, bro. You can't make this up.
If there was a white guy on a radio show like D.L. Hughley in reverse, he'd be sitting there crying about it. But yet, you get to blame white people with no evidence.
As you blame black people with no evidence. What are we talking about, man? Lee, who is this guy? Who raised this man?
Your moniker is Officer Tatum, not Detective Tatum.
Look at this.
You didn't make your way to detective.
Pause. Hey, Stewhead, officers do investigation. I don't know if you understand how police work, but just because you're not doing detective work full time don't mean you're not an investigator. I still had to conduct investigation. I still had to write case reports. I still had to interview people and get to the bottom of murders. I just didn't do the forensic side of it. But as far as talking to murderers, getting written statements from them, I still had to do it. I still have to testify in court on my involvement.
Influencer who says what white people want you to say. And don't you find it interesting that they chose to speak to you, and they chose to speak to you for the same reason that you're a conservative, for the same reason Turning Point did, because you're safe. They know you're a black man who'll do what he's told. You're an unremarkable black man who they know they can count on to be obedient. They pick you for the same reason they picked dog. What is very interesting to me is this is Nancy Grace.
I left to believe that he goes out swimming all on his own, and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave, everybody just leaves him out in the water and he dies.
Now, Nancy Grace is a career prosecutor. She has tried 100 felony trials, 100, and not lost one. And she thinks that's something suspicious.
Pause.
Yeah. Now, again, I tell y'all, one of my biggest issues with this is just the fact that this man is just doing all types of interference to try to prove these kids innocent, man, and not doing any type of looking into the other side of things. If you're going to be this investigator guy, you're going to investigate and look at things, you got to look at all sides, bro. And one of the things I see him not doing is doing that. Everything he has been doing, talking about, mentioning, has been to try to prove that these kids have had nothing to do with anything.
Couldn't imagine that they want to get underage drinking on camera. So what they had articulated to me that it wasn't abnormal for people not to snap and not to do a lot of pictures and things like that because they were focused on
But you
being
told me
off of the
they
mainland.
showed you pictures and videos.
Yeah,
so
but
they
it's
did
not
take
uploaded.
pictures and videos.
No. It's not a lot of pictures and they weren't uploaded. So when you're talking about Snapchat, you're talking about a platform where people are uploading images and pictures to.
You see how, like, instead of taking that and saying, yeah, well, that was a little strange, and I wanted, that's something that I got to look into, or that does sound off. I can see why people would ask questions about that. He immediately goes into the defense. It's like this man is just the investigator and also the acting attorney at this point. And my question is, why are you so invested this way? Is it because of what you've been projecting about you feeling shunned by the community? You feel like this is something that you got to champion and you got to take on? Do you feel like this is going to make you feel more accepted?
What they showed me were things that they had recorded on their phone, and it wasn't a lot of different things because most of what they did was drinking and having fun in the water. And so, what they had articulated to me as well is that it's not abnormal for people not to snap. It's not abnormal for you not to have your phone. And Nolan wasn't the only person that left his phone on the boat. They also mentioned to me, and you can see it in the interview that they did, was that they had no reason to touch Nolan's phone. They weren't thinking about Nolan's phone when they thought the boat was sinking. And when they got to the house, it was no incident when it comes to Nolan getting the phone back to the friend and parent.
You're going far afield from my question. Let me redirect you back to their phones. Nolan has nothing on his phone. They have pictures and videos on their phones. You told me that they exist, whether they posted them or not. So they were taking pictures and videos. Don't you see why Nolan's mom, is concerned? There's nothing on her son's phone.
Well, again, this is an opportunity to say, you know what? I can see. Maybe that's something that I should kind of look look into and pair. But not for TD Tatum. This is always an opportunity to tap dance.
Well, Nancy, it's unclear exactly what the mother is articulating. They showed me videos and things that they took from the boat during the outing on 4th of July. I was personally out at Horn Island. I rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got into the water and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. You've been in court long enough to know you're going to get objections. You said you didn't have great reception, but you did have reception, did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call potentially, but you wasn't going to upload data to a social media account. Now, could people take the steps to do it if they're dedicated enough? Yes, but it doesn't appear that would have been a frequent thing, given the fact that you probably had 1 or 2 bars out there. And I heard evidence of that. Not only did I see evidence of it when I went out there myself personally with my cell phone, when I listened to the CETO call, you could tell that the call dropped out several times. It seemed like they were having trouble at times hearing each other. So it is consistent. And anybody that travel out there that have gone to the 4th of July celebration, they know that the reception is not very great.
I don't know what specific parts he's referring to, but I do know that there were parts of the video that were redacted because he was saying his phone number. He was giving personal information, so they redacted that. So that's something you should also mention too, Mr. TD Tatum. But I don't know. Who am I?
So the videos that they showed me in call logs were things that were not associated to social media, that they never posted on social media. It was, pictures and videos that they took on their phone.
And I wanted to bring this up. Take a look at this.
In this country that pays top dollar for one product, a black man willing to tell white audiences that racism is over. And Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, employee of the month every month. Listen, from a PR perspective, this man is a masterclass in how to lose a community, okay? Number 1, trust. He did his years as a Tucson cop, then built an entire career explaining why every single police shooting was justified. Every single one. That's not just an analysis, okay? That is a subscription to Kundum Cum, okay?
Yo, Kundum Cum is crazy.
Number 2, contempt. When black folks questioned his Nolan Wells coverage, where he interviewed the friend and played judge, jury, and press secretary for the suspect while the investigation was still open, he called his own critic ignorant, melanated people. Sir, rule 1 in PR, do not insult the audience you claim that you are saving, because that's what you said. Number 3, identity for rent. He sat on Stephen A. Smith's panel and announced he's not black first, he's American first. That's cute. Good to know. Whoever is paying you is buying black condemnation. That's not courage. That's simply commerce.
That's a great way to put it. Buying black condemnation. That is exactly the transaction that we're seeing. They are purchasing black condemnation at a discounted price. Insane.
Never forget, tokens get spent.
Yeah, man. This is who we dealing with right now, man. I just want to bring light into who this guy actually is and just allow people to see what they need to see, because I know there's people out there who say don't platform this guy, but you gotta sit here and you gotta go against the shit that they say, man. Before we go, right, I want to play this so that you get a good idea of who we talking about here. This is the same guy who says that he's saving the black community and, black people are ignorant, they don't know how to act. They do all these other things. Let's go back to see who Tatum is when he's around people that look like him versus the people that he wants to desperately be a part of, right? Here goes Tatum, man. This is Tatum.
I told you, everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got it on live stream. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? Yeah. You on the phone talking to me? You call me and saying you apologize? Yeah, nigga.
Never apologize.
You apologize?
Yeah, this you, sir? This you? Oh, okay.
I never
apologize. You didn't apologize. My wife listened to you.
I never apologized. What I said was.
Let's wrap this up. All right, I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, so that is that's TD Tatum. Now this is old, but I think it's necessary to go back and see who you actually dealing with. Then compare it to what you see now. And I think around this time, he was still a cop, which is very interesting. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to leave it with, right? So you can see the guy behind the shit that he's talking and the things that he says, the way that he thinks about the black community, and the way black people handle themselves. I just wanted you guys to see TD Tatum handling himself live on stream. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Leave those comments in the comment section. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you have not followed me on Twitch, the link will be in the description. Check us out on Twitch. We go live on Twitch. We live stream on Twitch. We do reaction videos for this channel as well as my Big Zoe Reacts channel. So check it out. You already know the vibes. Till next time. Let's go.
It's fun to do bad things.
Take off the sweat, now take off the dope, take off the broken bag. Take all that